what is the significance of the United Kingdom and its allies imposing sanctions on Israeli ministers for inciting violence? And is this a shift in Western policy towards Israel, sir?
Thank you for having me. Of course, it's highly welcome and very important step that United Kingdom and Australia, Norway, and other countries has led in sanctioning the two extremist ultra-right ministers, Ben-Gvir and Smotrich. It is well needed, and it's long overdue step in their toward the sanctioning and holding Israel accountable for their crimes, these unspeakable crimes that are taking place in Gaza for 20 months. We look forward for even further sanctions, and we have to point out that Prime Minister Netanyahu, who is wanted for the Prime Minister of Israel, who is wanted for the criminal court, also deserves sanctions, and his government deserves sanctions for committing war crime after war crime. We look forward that these decisions gonna be a first step toward a policy of holding Israel accountable, and we look forward and we hope and we call that this accountability take place as soon as possible, because as we are witnessing, Israel is committing magnificent crimes against humanity. It is disregarding all our moral code, all our human rights, and all the international law, disregarding the Palestinian people and treating them like subhuman beings. It's time for the Western world to redefine its relation with Israel and revise its policies, because apparently Israel does not care for any sort of peace, any sort of human rights. They will continue in their obliteration and destruction. I hope that the EU and United States consider increasing the sanctions. Also, it's important to point out that the government also required to recognize Palestine and to take a political step, a comprehensive political steps that would realize the Palestinian independence and push toward the two-state solution.
Perfect, sir. Domestically, sir, Israel's opposition is pushing to dissolve the Knesset. How much is that pressure tied to the war's handling and international fallout like these sanctions at this point, sir?
Well, apparently Israel and his Netanyahu and his ilk from the fascist far right in Israel has made Israel a pariah state with their crimes against humanity. More forces inside Israel, more opposition inside Israel are realizing that their government is presenting a dire threat to the two-state solution, also to peace, and their image in the world. Therefore, some voices, the camp of peace in Israel is now rising its voice against these inhumane acts and trying to topple Netanyahu. I hope they will succeed in their efforts. They are still not very strong in terms to topple the government, but Netanyahu is facing a massive backlash.
Sir, why don't you think they have this enough strength to topple this government at this stage, where the entire world, I think, is now starting to take action, which is too late, but they're at least starting.
Yeah, of course, it's too late. The entire world is taking action, but inside this Israel, I'm afraid that we have a severe far-right pandemic. This is the issue that recent polls inside Israel, I think you have seen Haaretz says more than 70% to ethnically cleanse the Palestinian people. So unfortunately, I'm not really that there is a majority inside Israel that actually believe in peace. Now, the entire world needs to make pressure. There is a rise in that, and we admit this rise. It's long overdue, as you say. It will be intensified, and we have to, mention the arm embargo, because these guns that are killing our women and children are not coming out, are popping out from thin air. They are coming from Western governments and Western factories. But internal politics of Israel is a little bit more complicated. I really hope that the opposition would topple Netanyahu, the war criminal, and that would be an opportunity for the world to drag him to the international court.
Of course. How do you assess a finance minister Smotrich's call to eliminate Hamas within 2 to 3 months? And is that militarily or politically realistic on this stage of the war, sir?
Well, at this stage, after 20 months of witnessing and seeing all the analysis of Israel, actual aims of this war, it's gaslighting what Smotrich is saying. Israel is not after Hamas. Israel is after a colonial ethnic cleansing project. This is well known by now, and they are only using Hamas as a pretext for their crimes against humanity to expand their occupation. And what they are doing in the West Bank, which does not have Hamas, has nothing to do with their claimed goals. Expanding of settlements. 22 settlements now is legalized by the Israeli occupation government to be built in the West Bank. All this assassination and execution of the Syrian people, civilians in West Bank, and expanding their demolition of our houses and demolishing the refugee camps. This has nothing to do with Hamas. It's far away from Hamas.
True, sir. Sir, I want to, of course, continue, sir. Continue. I'm very sorry.
Sorry. This is in a course to colonize the entire Palestinian land, and they want to topple the Palestinian presence and the Palestinian existence. This need to be, known for everyone by now.
So it's not about Esther. It's using Hamas is just to do what they want to do on the ground, actually. But it's not all about Hamas.